Okay, thanks for bearing with me. This is part two of getting to know your staff and making sure you're aware of some of our rules at Liberty Academy. This one will be much shorter. First, I want to start with if we have to use out of school suspension, you will still complete your work and you will still be given credit. So it's important for you to email your teachers while you are away from the building so that when you come back in, you can be caught up. Miss Smith is working on her doctorate degree, and she is one of the first teachers who opened the academy in 1996. Teaching is her passion, her family is her heartbeat. She enjoys music, traveling, reading, ministry, and quality time with family and friends. And she truly believes that learning is a lifelong process. Attendance. If you come to school after the 8:20 bell, you must come in through the main doors and sign in with Mrs. Straws. If you are gone for a reason, maybe for a doctor's appointment, you need to bring a doctor's note the next day, and you must be checked out by your parent or guardian when if you're leaving school early. The biggest thing is that we still are a high school and have requirements set forth by the state and district. And so if you miss 10 days in any one class, you may be denied credit. There's a process for that, and unfortunately, we have to deny credit every semester. I think some of you have been through that. So you really need to be here. If you're not here, you can't learn. If you can't learn, you can't get your diploma, which is ultimately what we want to make sure at a minimum you leave here with. When you're absent, a parent must call you in and so that we can record that in the computer and let us know why you are gone. The earlier in the day they can call, the better. If you are an athlete or in any sort of activities at your high school, you must be in school the entire day to participate, and that is a state rule. And then for the few of you that are doing A+, that requires a 95% attendance rate, which means you can only miss 9 days in a whole year. Mr. Brinkmeyer comes to us most recently from Liberty High School, and he has lived and taught on both coasts, San Francisco to Philadelphia, and he grew up in the Northland. So currently he's coaching soccer with Mr. Smith for Liberty North, but he also enjoys disc golf and sports in his spare time. He has a wife and daughter, and those are kind of the focus of his extracurricular activities at this time. Last year, for those of you that were here, you kind of remember how we talked about greeting visitors at Liberty Academy. And I've seen you do a really nice job of this in Design Challenge when your business partners come in. It just kind of melts our hearts to see you line up, introduce yourselves, make eye contact, shake hands, and feel free to do that with anybody that you know doesn't belong in the building. If I have someone with me that I'm coming into your classroom with, feel free to stand up, come over, introduce yourself, tell us what's going on in class, and have a seat. It really does kind of put a positive spin on who we are and really will leave a lasting impression for those visitors in our school. But you don't have to only do that in our school. That is a life skill that is very impressionable on others. And so feel free, think about that outside of school. When would it be appropriate to stick your hand out and introduce yourselves, make eye contact? First impressions are a big deal. Mrs. Patterson says she's been teaching longer than most of you have been alive. She's been married for 22 years and has 3 kids, a senior, a sophomore, and a 5th grader. She thinks Academy students are the brightest, most fun, and most amazing students in the whole district. If you didn't know, she was born in England, but she is American all the way. We like to think that we're a full-service school, but there are some things because we are smaller and have a smaller staff than most other schools that we cannot accommodate. So, for example, we cannot accommodate deliveries, and this just goes into a lot of different facets. One, Mrs. Strauss has many different roles here. So to have somebody show up at the door with a delivery, and then she looks up where you are, and then she calls you out of class, and now you've missed instructional time, and now you've talked to 10 kids on your way down, and at the end you've missed 20 minutes of class. So it just really, because we are so small and everybody kind of knows what's going on, it really ends up being quite a disruption to our learning environment. So we do not allow deliveries of any kind to our school. Now, If you forgot something that you need, a paper that you're supposed to turn in, that's different. But the kind of niceties that, oh, I wanted a drink and so my mom swung by and picked me up. What will happen is those things will be put in a refrigerator and a note will be given to you to pick it up at the end of the day. Food, kind of covered this earlier, but we aren't policing what you bring to school. We're not policing that you are, put a granola bar in your backpack. But when it comes to food that the school district provides through their breakfast and lunch meal programs, we have to have that in an environment that is safe. And so that needs to be consumed in the designated areas and then and not taken back into classes. Usually, as far as a microwave and refrigerator goes, we do not accommodate students for that, just because, again, we're a small staff and it just doesn't work very well. Because of your limited lunch choices, we have moved some microwaves out for use during lunch times only, and we will continue to talk about the possibility of having microwaves in the cafeteria for you moving forward. But as far as refrigerator access, you would need to bring something with a cooler pack in it. We would not be able to put it. And actually, if you saw our refrigerator, you can tell we don't have a lot of room for even the staff food in there. Snacks and drinks. Oh, I need some water. I need a snack. We do not provide that. I know a lot of kids ask for that. If it's something like I feel like my blood sugar's low and I need something in me, like something's not right with me, there's reasons why we would, scrounge around to find a snack for someone, but generally speaking, we don't provide snacks or drinks for students. Earbuds, kind of the same thing. We try to sell earbuds on the cart so that everyone has the opportunity to have those. Dr. Rolstad is new to Liberty Academy this year. He's taught in several buildings, mostly Franklin. Last year he was at LHS. And I think a lot of you are enjoying his classes, which is fun. And his kind of philosophy is that music is what feelings sound like. Think on that one for a bit. Let's have a great year. I truly believe that belief is 80%. So believe that you can do it and you're halfway there. Sometimes things are difficult or we don't want to do them or we don't feel like doing them, but that's kind of part of life and you're in that kind of dress rehearsal for life here in high school. So we're here to help you. We're here to do the hard work. Even if it doesn't feel good at the time for you, it's because we care about you and we want you to have a great year. Let's do it.